don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillow is only $14.98. Queens, $18.98. King size, only $1 more. Body pillows, $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase, $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bed sheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
That's right. Absolutely free, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon for those of you on the East Coast. It is Tuesday, July 22nd. And we're just rolling along through this month, aren't we? We got a lot to talk about. We got Trump meeting with the president of Pakistan. No, Pakistan? Let's see here. I got to look at my notes. Philippines. You got a cool name, Bongbong Marcos. And we're going to talk about some of that. He also calls out the treasonous Obama. He talks about that. We also got some updates on what all the talk about is on the Epstein files and what's going on with Maxwell and what Attorney General Pam Bondi says she is doing, as well as some border stuff, immigration stuff. It's a lot to talk about this morning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If I can get you to hit that like button and help share this out, gets it to more people, builds up the Oreo army, and we need as many folks as we get as we continue this fight for freedom, true freedom. Let me jump into the chats. We got Hunter in here. Trina, hello. How are you, Trina? Sugar Bear, Microtaz. Microtaz is clicking away right now. She at work. I know it. Old Uncle Bill. Let's see. Who else? B. Mikey's in the house. There's that American flag. We got to love that American flag, guys. Let's see. Melissa. Hello, Melissa. Blues Dude. Rob Wallace. Let's see who else jumped in here. Cade, Texas, working. Enjoy the show, y'all. Rob Wallace says he got to mute my elevator music. Man, I got to change that, actually. I'm looking at doing that. I got to find some time with this new program. I worked about an hour playing with some stuff last night, and I got to do some different stuff. We're going to have this thing all ironed out soon. Old Uncle Bill made it. Check that out. I thought after we said we were going to auction off a date with Old Uncle Bill, I thought he would have just scrammed out of here. I thought he wouldn't be in the chat today. Texas Bigfoot, Peg McGroin. How are you, Peg? Let's see. Becky Boo. Let me jump down to the bottom, see if any. Jan Garner, how are you? Deb V's in the house. Nana Bear's in the house. Darla Miller. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We appreciate you today and every day. Thank you for spending your time with us. We got a couple funnies we're gonna talk about as well. Uh, just seems again the main thing we're seeing. All Democrats care about right now are Epstein. They didn't care about it under Biden. They didn't mention it. But because they know it's a distraction and they feel it's tanking Trump's poll numbers, that's all you hear about him. I mean, it's really like a broken record. And we got a little bit of updates on that. Again, I think you guys know. I wait until I want to see the mower cut the grass before I get excited about anything. Because there's so much red tape, so much bureaucracy when it comes to our government. It's just crazy. But we have been talking about Stephen Colbert. We did a couple. We gave you updates on that about them canceling the show, and then yesterday, one of the funniest protests I've ever seen, where they were standing up for Colbert and saying Trump must go. If you guys missed that part of the show, that's one that got me going. That's one that got me going. But I guess Stephen Colbert read Trump's True Social post, and he responded. Take a look at this here. Where are we at? Let's see. We are there.
On Friday, Donald Trump posted, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings."
How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself. On Friday, Donald Trump posted.
I hope he felt good about that. But it's kind of funny because all these, I don't know, you can identify as anything this day. These people are from the party that says men can get pregnant, that boys can turn into girls. And so they're all standing up behind Colbert, all kind of them. And Jon Stewart did one too. And I think this one might not be bleeped out. So cover your ears. Cover your ears. Let's see. Just a forewarning. Let's see. Where is this at? Let's put this over here.
Go fuck yourself! Wait, bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let it be quiet. Fuck yourself. Just go fuck yourself. Everybody! Fuck yourself.
I won't keep playing that, but you get an idea. They identify as comedians. I don't think many of them are very funny at all. They were part of the culture that actually canceled comedy. They haven't been funny in a long time, even late night. Even Rachel, that's not much of a late night person, she was like, well, we haven't really had late night since Jay Leno retired. And I would have to agree. And you got to love Trump's trolling because, again, these people, it's hard to even explain what goes through these people's minds. But look at what he put up here. And he said, the word is, and it's a strong word, that Jimmy Kimmel is next to go in the untalented late night sweepstakes. And shortly thereafter, Fallon will be gone. These are the people with absolutely no talent who are paid millions of dollars for, in all cases, destroying what used to be great television. It's really good to see them go. And I hope I played a major part in it. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. We're seeing a lot of things actually change. We're going to get into that today. But another thing we're going to talk about is Tulsi Gabbard came out with a report. unsealed some documents, released some documents that show what was going on with Russiagate and how it was involved and how Obama was involved. And now that we're actually getting, and Trump campaigned on this, right? He said, if we don't fix this and find out what happened, it's never going to be fixed. So a lot of people are very excited. I myself am excited. And again, the thing that I kind of, where I go from really excited to, well, it's out there, is the fact that this happens a lot in the Republican Party. And it's not necessarily on Trump, but in the party, oh, we got a smoking gun here. We're going to hold a hearing and you're never going to hear about it again and nobody's going to be held accountable. Well, he did say some things today we're going to get into. That is Trump. But listen to how the fake news is already trying to spin it. They're trying to say that they never repeated that Russia interfered in the elections. We got proof otherwise. If you guys remember, that's what we were hearing. That's what was driving up the rage. And that was kind of the start of America's hate towards Russia. Now, there's people that didn't like Russia, but it wasn't like it is now. Russia, Russia, Russia. I mean, something goes wrong, Russia. They literally, it was a big psyop. And check out what NBC News put up here. President Trump's intelligence chiefs are conducting a systematic campaign to rewrite the history of the 2016 election, seeking to reverse an 8-year-old assessment that Russia waged an information war to boost Trump's candidacy. Not trying to rewrite history, trying to correct it, trying to give it some truth. But just listen to this. Seeking to reverse an 8-year-old assessment that Russia waged an information war to boost Trump's candidacy. This is what the intelligent folks came out with. This is what they spread. They spread propaganda everywhere, right? And a lot of American people, unfortunately, just ate it up. And now what we're seeing here is the fake news is like, we were part of that whole thing and we're not going to let it go. Well, I wonder why they would be doing that. Because right now you hear people on the left saying nobody ever said Russians hacked the election or even tried to hack the election. This is just more fake news from the MAGA community. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's put it up on the screen for you.
Russia hacking the election to elect Trump is the end of our democracy. Votes were definitely.
End of our democracy, folks. This is where they got people. And B. Mikey, big shout out to B. Mikey. Thank you so much for gifting the 5 subscriptions to the Oreo Express. It is appreciated. Thank you for your support. Can't do it without you.
Affected. Russia hacked the election to tilt it to Mr. Trump.
Russia hacked the elections. Now, they never went back and said, well, nah, Russia didn't hack the elections. They also didn't go back and tell you the truth about where Russian money did get tied to, which was the DNC. But let's take a listen.
Russians definitively hacked the election.
Russia did hack the election.
No doubt. The Russians hacked the election.
Yes, Russia hacked the election.
Fact, Russia hacked the election.
President-elect Donald Trump still not sounding convinced that Russia hacked the election.
The president does not want to come to terms with the fact that the Russians hacked the election.
President Trump says he still wonders if the Russians hacked the election.
If you can get him to accept that Russia hacked the election, see if you can get him to accept who won the Civil War.
If he admits it, it casts a shadow on his victory over Hillary Clinton.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Let's be clear, Russia hacked the election.
Are you guys getting it yet? If you say a lie enough, you know, people are bound to believe it. And you guys remember, we were on the streets and this was the libtards' main talking point. Oh, Trump is just a Russian asset. They hacked the election. And you're like, who believes this? And there was people that believe this. And now The media might not want this, but I want accountability for this. They lied to the American people. They influenced. This led into 2 sham, bogus impeachments. Think about this for a second. Let's put this back up here and finish it off for you.
Definitively, Russia hacked the election, and Russia is doing it again now.
Election-related cyber hacking.
Cyber hacking of U.S. elections. Cyber hacking of the election.
Russia was cyber hacking the election.
Russia was cyber hacking the election.
The CIA, the FBI, NSA.
All of these intelligence organizations.
17 intelligence agencies
All conclude that Russia hacked the election.
If we find out that Donald Trump just theoretically was colluding with Russia while they were hacking the election, that is completely impeachable.
Okay. So what about, let me ask a quick question after you made that comment. What about if we found out that through an intelligence briefing that Russia did not hack the election and that it was a lie started with Obama? Then what do we do? Well, we're going to talk about that because Trump made some comments today in the Oval Office, but take a listen. This is just hilarious. Oh, no, I can't.
Was colluding with Russia while they were hacking the election, that is completely impeachable.
This dossier alleged a conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russian effort to hack the election.
The director of national intelligence, the head of the National Security Agency, the head of the FBI, all of these intelligence experts saying Russia hacked the election.
The FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the former director of national intelligence, James Clapper, I mean, they've all said this. So to believe that that's wrong, you have to believe they're all involved in an elaborate conspiracy to get Donald Trump, which seems a little far-fetched to me.
A little far-fetched. A little far-fetched. Well, we're gonna definitely get into this a little more in a second. Trump made some comments about the treasonous Obama, but let me show you how it all started. President Trump welcomed the president of the Philippines, Bongbong Marcos, to the White House. Take a look at this here. As
President Trump, sir, your message to the people of the Philippines. Love them. Can you get a trade deal done? And we respect their leader. Great, this is their leader. Can you get a it's very tough on negotiating, but that's okay. President Marcos, I think.
I think we will. Such a showman, Trump. Such a showman. He's good at that. He's good at pumping up people's ego as he's making another great trade deal. And there is Scott Bessent came out and said in the next 2 weeks we will see some more trade deals. Now listen to this. This is a little bit on the trade deal here that they discussed. Let me put this up on the screen for you and pull this back here and put it up here for you.
It's a great honor to have President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. of the Philippines, a great family legacy, and highly respected in this country. I know that because I have many friends in the Philippines, and there's great respect, or I couldn't say it, so congratulations. We're going to be talking about trade. We're going to be talking about war and peace. They're a very important nation militarily, and we've had some great drills lately. We're back with them. I think I can say that the last administration was not getting along with them too well. They didn't get along with anybody. They didn't know. Honestly, they didn't know what they were doing. But we have some fantastic military relationships with the Philippines, and that's been reinstituted. And Pete, I would say that you couldn't be happier, right, with the relationship. So I just want to say it's an honor to have you. We're going to talk about trade today, and we're very close to finishing a trade deal, big trade deal actually. And we do a lot of business with you. It's a lot of income coming in for both groups. But I was surprised to see the kind of numbers. They're very big, and they're going to get bigger under what we're doing and what we're proposing. And I just want to thank you for being with us. It's a great honor. You and your representative. It's really a great, great honor. We have a big announcement. AstraZeneca, the big drug company, is going to spend $50 billion, just announced $50 billion in the United States in order to build various places.
50 billion. Every time he sits in that seat, he talks about another investment into the United States. That is huge. Again, it doesn't get any play on mainstream media. All these investments that have came into the United States since Trump has taken office has been historic. Listen to the rest of this.
All over the country, big manufacturing plants, pharmaceutical plants all over the country. So that's an honor. And he said they did that because of the election and because of the fact that the tariffs are placed. So they're building their facilities in New York. $50 billion, that's a big investment. And it's going to be a very good investment. I have no doubt about it. So thank you to AstraZeneca.
So again, one of the big things that we had, and it wasn't just about trade or tariffs or anything. One of the things that we noticed during, I guess it kind of came to the forefront during COVID, was the percentage of our drugs, whether it's Tylenol, ibuprofen, that come from foreign countries, a lot of them China, and for national security reasons. If something happened where China decided to bomb one of our allies, stop doing any trade with us, or something of that nature, we would be screwed. We wouldn't have the medicines, the prescriptions, and this is one of Trump's big things that he campaigned on as well, is get this manufacturing. Let's be self-sufficient. Let's not rely on every other country for everything we need. We've been doing that for over 30 years. You can't find, it's very hard to find a made in America product. But when it comes to the important stuff, like, okay, not that big your shirt. If you can't get a shirt from China, not that big of a deal. But again, if you have some medicine that you take that keeps you kicking, it'd be nice to have that and those things manufactured in the United States. And we've seen multiple announcements of that since President Trump has taken office. And I think that's a good thing. What's the next one here we got up on the screen? Listen to this. We got two and they overlap, but I want them to overlap because of how important this is. It's kind of what we talked about at the beginning of the show. Take a listen. Come on.
Very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 in the election, they tried to rig the election and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. When we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook, and I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. So people say, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers came right out of their office. They sent everything to be highly classified. Well, the highly classified's been released. And what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level. So that's really the things you should be talking about. I know nothing about the other, but I think it's appropriate.
So once again, he is calling for what I guess you could say, and I don't want to use a punchline to make it sound worse, but he is calling for blood. He's saying we're going to get some justice here. I mean, think about what they did to Trump when all he wanted to do was sacrifice his billionaire lifestyle to come fix the United States of America. And he's been talking about it for over 25 years. Wasn't he? Was it the 90s, early 90s? I was still in high school, and he was talking on Oprah saying, no, I might run for president. We really don't know what we're doing on trade, all these things. And then to get literally a coup attempt against the president. We played that video earlier, and we're going to play it one more time here in a minute about all those people saying, "Oh, well, the Russians, the Russians did it. The Russians did it." I mean, that was a big joke in the MAGA movement. I mean, if we were in a restaurant for the last, I don't know, 8 years, and somebody spilt the drink, that was probably Russia, because that's how stupid it was. I don't know if Obama's panicking. I hope he is. Take a listen to this. Take a listen to this.
Who should the DOJ target as part of their investigation? What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama.
President Obama.
And Biden was there with him, and Comey was there, and Clapper, the whole group was there. Brennan, they were all there in a room right here. This was the room. This is much more beautiful than it was then, but that's okay. I have nice pictures up. They came out of the vaults. They were in there for 100 years. This is much more beautiful. We have the Declaration of Independence now in the room, which wasn't here. I guess people didn't feel too good about putting it here, but I do. But you know what? If you look at those papers, they have them stone cold, and it was President Obama. It wasn't lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? And except for the fact that he gets shielded by the press for his entire life, that's the one they look. He's guilty. It's not a question. You know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries. You've seen some pretty rough countries. This man has seen some pretty rough countries, but you've never seen anything like it. And we have all of the documents. And from what Tulsi told me, she's got thousands of additional documents coming. So President Obama, it was his concept, his idea, but he also got it from crooked Hillary Clinton. Crooked is a $3 bill. Hillary Clinton and her group, the Democrats, spent $12 million to Christopher Steele to write up a report that was a total fake report. Took 2 years to figure that out, but it came out that it was a total fake. To write it before the election. Crooked Hillary Clinton. Crooked is a $3 bill. Hillary Clinton and her group, the Democrats, spent $12 million to Christopher Steele to write up a report that was a total fake report. Took 2 years to figure that out, but it came out that it was a total fake report. It was made up fiction. And they used that. Now, the one thing they weren't able to do was to, and probably the only thing I respect about the press in years is the press refused to write it before the election.
So, just absolutely incredible. What I mean, we've known this for a while. This is what Democrats' ammo was. This is how they were going to make Trump look bad through 2016 through 2020. That's all we heard. That's all we heard. Russia, 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 the hoax, everything else. And now we're getting into a point where at least the truth is coming out. I think a lot of us knew the truth through some of the other investigations. You will still find libtards out there that'll say the talking points that Obama signed off on to make Trump look bad. Oh, he's a Russian asset. I mean, they do it every day. They do it every day. Biden allowed a war between Russia and Ukraine. And somehow that's Trump's fault because he's on Russia's side. And again, when you talk about national security, when you have an entire country, an intelligence administration lying, imagine this. Imagine being Putin in Russia and seeing this stuff and saying, what are they doing? How am I getting dragged into this? I mean, the hate for Russia right now is higher than it's been in a long time. Russia was not somebody we really dealt with on a national stage as one of the top countries. But because of these lies, it became the forefront of everybody's TV, everybody's living room. When you were sitting in your living room, you heard Russia, 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 Russia. Now, what's going to happen? I don't know. I hope there's something. Again, I don't know how presidential immunity will work on this, but guess what? The Comeys and the others, the CIA, all those directors, they don't have presidential immunity. So let's see them do some time. Put them in the DC gulag. Let them not call their parents or call their families like they did to J6ers. Let them not have their constitutional rights. Let them not be able to defend themselves. They were all okay. Every damn one of these Democrats, these communist, treasonous Democrats, were okay with that. Never spoke up. You got Democrats, and we're going to talk about this here in a little while. You got Democrats constantly. They're on their 9th visit to an ICE facility because they're illegal aliens, people that they are depending on for their congressional seats. They just want to stay in power. They don't care about the American citizen. This was all part of the plan. We told you guys when Biden got in office. We were there in May. We were down at the Texas border in May of 2021. Bringing you guys the coverage, bringing you guys the invasion, and saying, you couldn't orchestrate this any better. You couldn't plan this any better. That's when we were finding out they had TV commercials paid for by NGOs that were receiving your tax dollars in foreign countries saying, come on in, Biden will let you in. When we interviewed them, why'd you come? Biden, nice guy. Biden let us live here. Are you claiming asylum? No. Then they talk to an NGO. You need to claim asylum. Yes, I'm scared for my life. But with all that, let's take a listen one more time for those that weren't here earlier, because they're saying they never said that. They never said that.
Russia hacking the election to elect Trump is the end of our democracy. The votes were definitely affected. Russia hacked the election to tilt it to Mr. Trump.
The Russians definitively hacked the election.
Russia did hack the election. No doubt. The Russians hacked the election.
Yes, Russia hacked the election.
Fact, Russia hacked the election.
President-elect Donald Trump still not sounding convinced that Russia hacked the election.
The president does not want to come to terms with the fact that the Russians hacked the election.
President Trump says he still wonders if the Russians hacked the election.
If you can get him to accept that Russia hacked the election, see if you can get him to accept who won the Civil War.
If he admits it, it casts a shadow on his victory over Hillary Clinton.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Russia hacked the election.
Let's be clear, Russia hacked the election.
Definitively, Russia hacked the election, and Russia is doing it again now.
Election-related cyber hacking.
Cyber hacking of U.S. elections. Cyber hacking of the election.
Russia was cyber hacking the election.
Russia was cyber hacking the election.
The CIA, the FBI, NSA.
All of these intelligence organizations, 17 intelligence agencies,
all conclude that Russia hacked the election.
If we find out that Donald Trump just theoretically was colluding with Russia while they were hacking the election, that is completely impeachable.
This dossier alleged a conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russian effort to hack the election.
The director of national intelligence, the head of the National Security Agency, the head of the FBI, all of these intelligence experts saying Russia hacked the intelligence.
Intelligence. James Clapper. I mean, they've all said this. So to believe that that's wrong, you have to believe they're all involved in an elaborate conspiracy to get Donald Trump, which seems a little far-fetched to me.
Russia hacked the election. That's how Trump wasn't the American people, folks. It was Russia. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute and understand just how far we've came. They did everything they could not to. When you talk about hacking the election and election interference, think about it. Biden weaponized the entire DOJ. A former president's home was raided. How many indictments did he have? He spent most of the 4 years that he was out of office in courts. And the interesting thing is, he never gave in. I'm sure there's some times where he thought, "Is this all worth it?" I think a lot of people have those thoughts when they're up against, just trying to get through things, and everything is a roadblock. But I know he is grateful, and I've heard him say that he was grateful for those that had trust in him and that knew what was going on behind the scenes. Not the people that watch ABC, CBS in the evenings, people that don't have any clue. It's interesting when I talk to some people that they really just don't engage in this. They're busy lifestyles, and I can kind of get it. But when COVID happened, I was like, either you wake up or you're the people that were led into the boxcars. Wake up. It's just crazy. Check this out. This was just from CBS News. We know we're pulling out of more and more woke stuff. And CBS News put this. We might cover it a little more in the next show. I didn't have a whole lot of time to pull up too much on it. Other than this article, President Trump is pulling the U.S. from UNESCO, UNESCO, the United Nations Scientific, Educational, and Cultural Arm, insisting it supports woke, divisive cultural and social issues. This is another huge win for us. It says the decision comes roughly 2 years after President Joe Biden re-entered the UN Educational Scientific and Cultural Organization following Trump's decision to withdraw the U.S. from the entity during his first term. The president and his top advisors have long been critical of the UN, particularly for its handling of the war between Israel and Hamas. So once again, there's so many things we need to get out of, but at least it's happening. And I thought this would take a larger center stage, to be honest with you. But again, this don't make Trump look bad. The Epstein that they keep pushing does. Or at least they think it does. How many remembers when we were covering the Columbia University riots? Well, Freedom News TV put out an update today, and I just want to give you a brief update. We'll show you this video here. This was, we covered this live when this was going on. What's the worst that's going to happen? What is the worst? You're going to hurt people, man. You're going to hurt people. So you're creating a reason. So you're getting people accused of the house. So you guys remember all that? Well, there's a little update to it right here. And it says, remember, Trump pushed back on these colleges and said, if you're going to allow this to happen on the campuses where American citizens are just trying to get an education and you're not doing any discipline, you're going to lose funding. You're going to lose a lot. It says Columbia University has issued suspensions and expulsions for more than 70 students involved in the May 7th Butler Library takeover and the 2024 Morningside Heights encampment. Most received 1 to 3 year suspension, with some facing expulsion. All of them should have received expulsion, never to return to that campus again. But again, we're seeing a couple updates. The tides are shifting a little. Even, who knows what 2028 is going to happen, but if we don't work hard to get elected in 2028, they could be allowing all this stuff again. How many remember when we covered another change that's happening? When we covered the USA fencing, where the female athlete took a knee instead of having to fence against a male athlete. And she was very brave. It was epic that she did it. It says, breaking news, USA fencing transgender and non-binary policy will require competitors in the women's category to be female. Common sense, folks. Common sense. Here is that policy referenced here. It says women's category, athletes who are of the female sex, provided all other entry criteria has been met. We told you this would change. We didn't know how long. But again, we're seeing a shift back to some normalization. It's just overall bad news. Let me move this really quick. And again, if you guys haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. We would appreciate it. Share this out. Get some news that doesn't hit your mainstream media out there to folks. I just wanted to bring this up. I thought this was interesting. We had Adam Schiff, who it's now came out, was doing mortgage fraud. We heard about Letitia James and
not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are. James,
check this out. Little update.
James tried to prosecute the now President Trump in his second term. I just want to read a referral, then a response from James's office here in New York. James, for both properties listed above, this deals with real estate now, going back decades, really, appears to have falsified records in order to meet certain lending requirements and receive favorable loan terms. All right. Her office responded by saying the AG James is focused every single day on protecting New Yorkers. Specialist administration weaponizes the federal government against the rule of law and the Constitution. She will not be intimidated by bullies, no matter who they are. The issue here is what property she owned and whether or not she owned it, whether or not she was married, and whether or not her father was involved in all this. Without going into the weeds of the details, this stems from a case in 1983 and the year 2000. That's a minimum of 25 years. Someone had to do some digging to find this. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Bill, the most I know about the case, I just learned from you. I saw it on breaking news this morning. This case was sent to us.
Wondered whether
hold on.
She was married and whether or not her father was involved in all this. Without going into the weeds of the details, this stems from a case in 1983 and the year 2000. That's a minimum of 25 years. Someone had to do some digging to find this. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Bill, the most I know about the case, I just learned from you. I saw it on breaking news this morning. This case was sent to us from Bill Pulte. We have not seen it. I inquired right before I walked out here. No one in my office has read it yet. We haven't looked at it. Of course, we'll be reviewing it. You just told me more than I've heard about it so far.
Hey, we aim to please with some breaking news of our own. Indeed. All right. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Will anything happen with that? I don't know. I would like to see some things happening to that. Now, check this out. We're going to get into a little Epstein stuff here. It says, breaking, the House Oversight Committee has just approved Tim Burchart's motion to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell over the Epstein case. It sounds like could possibly be happening. And then I also have this update. It says AG Pam Bondi just announced she is meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell to expose the truth about Jeffrey Epstein. A truly unprecedented move. AG Pam Bondi seeks to find uncharged third parties and further evidence of Epstein's child trafficking operation. Bondi has also ordered further disclosure from the FBI and DOJ. Therefore, at the direction of the Attorney General, I have communicated with the counsel for Miss Maxwell to determine whether she would be willing to speak with prosecutors from the department. I anticipate meeting with Miss Maxwell in the coming days. Until now, no administration on behalf of the department had inquired about her willingness to meet with the government. That changes now. Now, I don't know what's going to come of all this. Again, my whole thing was I think there's names out there. I know there's names out there. But I think it was blown up to the point where a lot of things are blown up on both sides of the party. And no matter what comes out, I think people are going to be disappointed. I think you guys get what I'm saying. Oh my God, you mean there wasn't a list of people that were drinking blood of the babies they were raping? You know, there's those people out there, and they're never going to be satisfied. So Trump made a little comment on this as well.
Appropriate that they do go.
May I ask you? Take a listen to this.
What are your comments to the Mr. President, do you support the Justice Department seeking a new interview with Elaine Maxwell? Did you urge the Attorney General to seek?
I don't know anything about it. They're going to what? Meet her?
Your Deputy Attorney General has reached out to Elaine Maxwell's attorney asking for a new interview.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do, yeah.
Do you have any concern that your Deputy Attorney General, as your former attorney, would be conducting the interview, given?
No, I have no concern. He's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold.
So that was his comments on that. Again, we'll see how things turn out. See if anything comes on this. Let me move this over here. There we go. Let's see here. Where are we at now? Illegal aliens. Listen to what Trump said. Listen to what Trump
People
said.
prior to election time, they allowed millions and millions of people to come into. So millions of people prior to election time, they allowed millions and millions of people to come into our. I mean, you saw it. They'd open the gates. If you took an Alabama LSU football game that holds 128,000 people, I was there. 100,000 people, and I liked them and they liked me. But if you took that and doubled it, that's what used to flow into our country on a daily basis. So millions of people prior to election.
We were there to cover it, and now we have what appears to be Democrats putting those people way ahead of us. It's like almost like illegal aliens, the new alphabet cult. They can't do no wrong. They have special protections. Yesterday, we covered that California, Gavin Newsom is suing the Trump administration because of his order that says that illegal aliens can no longer receive taxpayer-funded benefits. I mean, this is all what he was elected to do, and Gavin Newsom suing him for that. We actually, they point that out here, and we'll put that up there at the end of the show. Here's a little
Many of them are very
on
sick.
That
21 million, probably 25.
What is your message to any local leaders who continue to push sanctuary city policies after this nearly tragic incident?
So the only thing I don't understand, because you like to understand things and we're all smart people and all, but why would they allow 21 million people into our country, unvetted, unchecked? You don't allow it. You wouldn't allow people then. He's tough. No, their country's run properly.
Biden and his group of thugs, and I don't think it was Biden, I think it was the people that surrounded that beautiful Resolute desk right behind you. They allowed 21 million people, probably much more than that, and many of them came from jails and gangs and drug dealers and mental institutions, insane asylums. Many of them are very sick. 21 million, probably 25 million, probably even more than that. And we're getting them out. Many were murderers, as I said. They killed people. Many killed more than one person. Stone cold murderers. I don't understand why they would have allowed that. There's only the vote. Because they want voters. That's one reason. I don't think they would have done it for that because they cheat. You know, they're so good at cheating, they don't need that. But the vote, and the second reason is they hate our country. I think they hate our country. I actually do. And it's the biggest problem. I mean, much of our time is spent with, you know, we have the strongest border anywhere in the world now. Maybe even stronger than your border, if you can believe it. We have no people came in last month, zero, which is pretty amazing. I'm not even sure I can believe that. But liberals are the ones that do that calculation. So, but we had no people come in. A year ago, we had hundreds of thousands of people come in. Hundreds of thousands of people. And they flowed in. And if it wasn't for the election, it would have been millions of people came in last year. So millions of people prior to election time, they allowed millions and millions of people to come into our, I mean, you saw it. They'd open the gates. If you took an Alabama LSU football game that holds 128,000 people, I was there, 120.
So, again, he is absolutely 100% correct. And the things that I think Democrats are exposing themselves the most are right now is even those people that aren't political. They're like, wait a second, we have all these Democrats going to ICE facilities. We have American citizens in jails that aren't being treated fairly. We need some type of jail reform, right? I can agree with that. But they're not doing anything about this. They're only focused on illegal aliens. And Trump has been pushing and pushing to end the sanctuary city policies. You know, Tom Homan has promised those are the ones they're going to saturate. That's where they're protected. If you're protecting illegal aliens, we're going to go in there and do our job. And unfortunately, because of that, there's going to be a lot of collateral damage. How about this right here? Speaking of sanctuary cities, breaking, the city of Louisville, Kentucky is dropping its sanctuary city policies after being threatened by the DOJ for obstructing immigration enforcement. Louisville's government will now cooperate with ICE. Many more cities should follow unless they don't want federal funding. That was a smart move. It was never smart for them to be a sanctuary city, that's for sure. But I think people say, you know what? Trump's not bluffing. The DOJ's not bluffing. They're going after, they're suing, they're withholding money, and that does affect the residents. We talked about it earlier. Rapid Response 47, Trump's response, tweeted out a picture of the Sacramento Bee right here. It says, state sues Trump for blocking some public benefits programs. And it says, California is suing the Trump administration for, checks notes, blocking illegals from taxpayer-funded benefits. That is the most recent lawsuit, unless one popped up this morning. You never know. It's Gavin Newsom. Literally suing the Trump administration because they want your tax dollars. They want the hardworking American tax dollars to go and flow into the illegal alien community. And I'm sorry, no, that's not how that works. If you're here illegally, you don't get to ride on the coattails of the American citizens. It's costing us way too much damn money. And we've spoke about this a lot. Dan Goldman, once again, ICE has refused to allow me to conduct a congressional oversight of the 10th floor at the 26th Fed, despite reports of inhumane conditions. Despite ICE's blanket denials, we now have video of the inside confirming the reports of terrible conditions. Now we know why they are denying us access. And this was I don't know how that's horrible conditions, this picture here. If you've ever seen the inside of a jail cell, They're not pretty. You don't have beautiful flowers. You don't have nice carpet in front of your toilet. It's called jail for a reason. And once again, Dan Goldman, there is reports of abuse at almost every facility that's not an immigration facility, every federal jail, every state jail. You don't see Democrats going in there. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Speaking of everything you need to know, sometimes they say the quiet
Brooklyn,
part
New
out
York.
loud. And what have we told you? One of the reasons why they want these illegals is because of the districting, the redistricting, the congressional seats. So in California, if we would, I don't know how many seats we would lose, more than 6 congressional seats if illegal aliens were not counted. Think about that for a second. And Trump is pushing to have the there's been talk that he wants the census to be done a little early, before the 2026. It can't happen, I don't think. That'd be way too soon. But they want to make sure that illegals are removed from the census, because elected leaders are here to represent citizens of the United States, not foreigners, not people that broke into our country. Listen to this. This is Yvette Clarke, a Democrat out of New York, and I want you to listen how she says the quiet part that we talk about almost every day out loud.
We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those more people in my district, but just for redistricting, more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes.
I played that a couple times for you. Saying the quiet part out loud. Saying the quiet part out loud. This has nothing to do about being caring or compassionate. I know they want to make it. Remember when AOC was outside the gates crying in Trump's first term, outside the Obama cages, actually. Just crazy. And then how about this one? We've heard hoax after hoax, that the mainstream media takes these articles and runs with them. This is the Trump administration, this grandpa. Well, take a look at this, and it's there was an investigation into it, and once again, another hoax. Allentown grandfather's family was told he died in ICE custody. Then they learned he's alive in a hospital in Guatemala, they say. There was multiple news articles on this one, and let's get down to the bread and butter. This is from Bill Malugan. It says, it appears another hoax has been attempted. Family members of an 82-year-old Chilean man in Pennsylvania went to the media claiming ICE arrested him while renewing a green card in Philly, that he died in ICE custody, and then that he was secretly deported to Guatemala. The story went viral. It appears to all been made up by the family, which has since gone dark and stopped responding to the press. Here's what happened since the story first ran in the morning call in Allentown, Pennsylvania newspaper. Records in Chile show a man with his same name and date of birth died in Chile in 2019. Guatemala says they have no record of him being deported to their country. DHS says there is no record of him appearing at any green card appointment in the Philly area, and they say ICE never arrested him. DHS says they never deported him, and their only record of him entering the U.S. is in 2015 from Chile via the visa waiver program, not an asylum grant from the 1980s, as the family had claimed. His granddaughter claimed he was sick in a Guatemalan hospital with pneumonia after ICE deported him, and that he was traumatized. After first claiming he was dead, a doctor at the hospital she claimed he was at says there is no record of him being there. This is what this is just like, again, the people that created Russia. Brought to you by lamestream media, folks. Lamestream media. Let's see this. How about this? Watch the moment an ICE officers in Maryland arrest Abraham Tadasi, a criminal illegal alien from Ethiopia who was convicted of rape and is currently charged with first and second degree rape, assault, and indecent exposure. Won't be long till a Democrat is probably having margaritas with this guy.
What's your name? You can throw him. And what? Yours? Okay. Put him in mine.
Understand we're out with immigration, okay? We have a warrant for your arrest, all right? Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and take you somewhere else. We're gonna put you in a little bit more comfortable situation with the handcuffs, but I'll explain more during the ride, okay?
Man, think about that. That guy was out on the streets. He was already convicted of rape and is charged with first and second degree rape, assault, and indecent exposure. How about this? Rowan County, Kentucky. On Sunday, illegal alien Gerardo Martinez was arrested for murder, attempted rape, and assault.
Trying to stop
they're
Martinez
just here to pick
No.
vegetables, guys.
Indeed,
You
how-
don't believe Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi? Gosh. This guy gets food to your table.
It's about a Moorhead shooting that left one team dead and another injured.
The police were called to a shooting on West Sun Street around 2:30 Sunday morning. Officers found 15-year-old Luis Yasken Nanez Lopez dead. His sister, Naomi, was also shot, and we don't know her condition. Police arrested this man, Gildardo Martinez. I'm about to pull his picture up on the screen. According to his arrest citation, Martinez came home from a bar to force himself on his girlfriend. She's the mother of the shooting victims. The document says her son tried to stop Martinez, and not long after, police say he fired shots toward the door where the son was standing. Martinez and his girlfriend share 2 young children together. They were not hurt in the shooting. Martinez is charged with murder, assault, and attempted rape. The coroner says Lopez was getting ready to start his sophomore year at Rowan County Senior High School. The school put out a statement saying they are sad to lose one of their own. They described Luis as a sweet child who worked hard to do his best every day at school. The school's office will be open all week from 8 to 3 for anyone who needs grief resources.
Man, every day we're covering these stories, but Democrats aren't talking about it. I wonder why. We just had that CBP officer who was off duty in an attempted robbery get shot in the face. They arrested the 2 suspects, and they're both illegal aliens. Here's a little update on that one and what they're saying here. Put this up on the screen for you.
Yeah, this CBP officer is incredibly brave. He's fighting for his life. And that, again, is because of these sanctuary city policies. Both of these individuals were illegally in our country from the Dominican Republic. They both had rap sheets a mile long, whether it be assault, kidnapping, grand larceny, armed robbery. They were released after they were arrested to go on and commit more crimes, including shooting our CBP officer. So this is a direct result of Mayor Adams and Kathy Hochul's policies. It has to stop now. We're so proud of our brave law enforcement, including this brave officer, though.
Just insane, folks. Just insane. Man. Every day we bring you these stories. And again, Democrats don't want Trump's agenda to go through. It's going to lower crime drastically. It's going to lower crime drastically. In the next 6 months, you're going to hear Democrats coming out and saying their crime rates are lower. That's not just because of our immigration efforts. It's also because of our FBI and DOJ efforts. going after these ringleaders of these criminal organizations here in the United States, the drug dealers, the gangmen. They have done so many operations that have netted some great arrests. And they won't get any credit for that, not in lamestream media at least. We will give them credit because, again, we want to see America safe again. We want to see America safe again. So that is it for this show, guys. We are 100% viewer funded. If you'd like to help keep us on the air, keep us doing what we do, we would appreciate it. You can donate to us at Venmo at OreoJosh. We also have Cash App, $Oreo Army, one word. We have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And if you do mobile or online banking, you can head over to our website, theoreoexpress.com. When you get there, scroll down the homepage, click the Donate Now button, and you will see our Zelle link provided for you. Want to say thank you to everybody. Appreciate you more than you know. Before you leave, hit that like button. Share this out. Doesn't matter which platform you're watching on. We appreciate it, guys. And once again, want to say thank you more than you know. Have a blessed afternoon. We will see you here in about 4 hours. Might be earlier. We got done with this one. This was only an hour show. So either 2 o'clock Pacific, between 2 and 3 o'clock Pacific will be our next show. We'll let you know how that goes. And God bless you all. Make sure you're following us on X at Oreo Express. Talk to you soon.
Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land.